Test. Welcome, one and all, to tonight's live episode right here. Hang on. Right here on the Art of Floundering. Welcome. We just went live, so we're preparing for tonight's Odyssey. If you're watching us, please like and subscribe. There's a reason why this may be a little bit off. As Satan would say, come unto him, man. Everybody's talking about Satan. Why are they all hating? All we are saying, come on, just give old Satan a chance. Yeah, kids, that's all we're saying. No, we're not saying that. We're throwing it out there for your consideration. I lost viewership, man. But we're going to keep it in there, see? We don't pull out. There's a lot of people out there that would pull out. I think I might be the only one watching. Hang on. I am. Well, hello, Allie. I think I might be the only one. Oh, here we go. We should have a comment. Everything's all just flubbed up. If the comments aren't showing up, man, we got 10 people watching. Peace and love. I wish the comments would show up. Let me see something here. Comments. Show comments. Yeah. Boom. There we go. No new comments yet, but when they are, they'll show up. I remember the first time I blew grass, man. I wanted to fit in with the cool kids. I fancied myself a rock and roller. And they said, hey, man, if you really want to rock, then you'll do it on the pot, man. And I said, yo, dog, I don't want to get strung out on some kind of weird narcotic. Isn't there some kind of addiction associated with that? And they started laughing. They said, hey, man, the pot is harmless. I bet you've heard those words before, huh, junkies? Yeah. Pot junkies, the pot is harmless. Ha, 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 ha. Well, just then I said, okay, I want to fit in. I want to be a cool kid. I was 15. I took that marijuana delivery device, man. And soon that narcotic was in my bloodstream. And in the midst of the marijuana trip, I thought it would be a super peachy keen idea to go streaking. Right there on the boardwalk, man. But I was smart, see? Even though I was flipping out on grass. And I knew, because I was on a marijuana trip, what made sense is to run down the boardwalk naked. I wanted to be anonymous, so I took my tidy whities. I put them over my head to conceal the identity, man, and I was running down the boardwalk, man. I was flipping out on grass, and my buddy was high, and he said, hey, I'll join you, dude. You know, instead of doing the right thing, I'll blow grass and streak. What the hell? I got no future. But just then, man, in the midst of that disgusting display, 5-0 surrounded us. It would appear They were staking out a place for a drug bust. Next thing they knew, they saw 2 kids running nude with underwear over their head. Hey, Ewans. What are yous doing? Are yous on the pod? I said, no, officer. You see, we're just walking back from the library, and these guys at this convenience store, see? They took all our clothes by knife points. All right, Ewans. And all night in the Hooskow, man, they separated me from my buddy, and he rolled, of course, but I kept to the story all night long, man. My story was cracking. Eventually, they said, hey, kid, take a look at your eyes. They're red. Your pupils are dilated, man. You've been here for 6 hours, babbling. We know you were streaking. We know you're high. Just then, man, the female vice cop across from me, I said, hey, before I level with you, man, are you a hippie? She said, yeah, I've been there. And I said, yeah, I'm on the pot, man. It'll be the last time, man, I promise. I'll start doing the right thing. And they said, let me ask you a question. But before I ask this question, let me ask you a question. Is this America? Pot on a motherfucking street, yo. Yeah, man. Do you still think the pot is harmless? I think Hempy would say something. Gee golly whiz, I think the pot is harmless. Sure you do, Hempy, because you don't have the right papers, man. That's right. Hempy's gonna get deported, yo. Hey, man, that's what you get for bringing that filth into America. Let's deport all the hemp plant. Yeah, go back to where you came from, man. Look. Why? I really wish the comments... Let me see if anybody's even... I'm going to go to a different thing. Because this is upsetting me that I can't properly interact, man. Because people may have comments for Satan. And here I am, just running my mouth. And they're not... You know, the whole reason I decided to get StreamYard was it was supposed to be. No, I have no comments, man. Wow. People are afraid to comment. Maybe they're commenting on the shorts. Well, that's probably why they're not showing up, because they're commenting on the shorts, dude, and they're just rocking them. I get it. Let me go to the shorts feed, because I'm sure this is going viral, right? Go ahead and share this, man. This is getting ready to get... We're going to get ready to... Satan's here. Okay, hey, Allie. Jesus loves me. Hang on, dude. I dig it, dude. I know he does, man. Somebody in the chat said Jesus loves me. And I'm going to be honest with you. Whoops, that's not what we wanted to do. You know, I wasn't planning on doing this. But since somebody brought it up, hey, equal time, right? Equal time. Hey, gang, it's me, Jesus. Hey, potheads, said Jesus. Hey, said Jesus, y'all talking about getting high on the pot? Well, I'd like to hear it, potheads, said Jesus. Well, is this the Jesus that you were looking for? I'd like to hear it, potheads. Back in my day, said Jesus, you get your ass kicked for doing pot. I don't know what's happening around here. It looks like a lot of people don't have American Jesus. Come unto him, the Jesus of America back in his day. He'd blow you away for being on pot, junkie, apostate. You're on marijuana. American Jesus hates it, so get off the pot. If you want to be right with American Jesus, yeah. Take a look around these streets. How many dispensaries do you see? Gee golly whiz, I need American Jesus. And to come to pass, everyone's on pot and disregarding the system. But Jesus said, come unto me, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's for you guys out there that are into him and what he wants. Did you ever think about that? Maybe he's got something he'd like to say? All right, let's get back into like just rapping. What you see on the screen is inconsequential to the knowledge that we're trying to drop. Because make no mistake about it, everything that we do is to try to stress the importance of buckling down and doing the right thing. There is definitely payback, pot junkies, on putting down the marijuana delivery device and checking back in to what's happening right here on the streets of America. And I'd like to say hallelujah, man. Because if I could have a role in just one person, man, saying, hey, you know what? Instead of waking up and rolling over and snorting lines of the pot, I think instead I'm going to do what they call, a shower. Hygiene. Because pot junkies, because when they're on the marijuana needle, see, hold on, clip it. This is very important information, pot junkies, because one of the ways you can spot someone that is on the marijuana needle, that's shooting it up in pharmaceutical grade IV form of the pot, is they have a really bad smell because they don't bathe. Because cleaning, not bathing, will intensify the IV marijuana high, dude. So if you're around someone that smells, odds are, I'm pretty convinced that's the telltale sign, dude, that they are a chronic user on the pot needle, dude, and they're shooting up IV pharmaceutical grade marijuana, and they're not bathing because that intensifies the high. Okay? So if you're around somebody that's got a bad sense of body odor, immediately call the DEA and have them put through the proper process that we must do with the junkies that are littering up this country with their filth. Right? It's like this, man. Aren't you sick of it? Aren't you tired of, like, pursuing what you want? Isn't that that's folly. Oh, hey, here's the land of make-believe. I'm going to get up and do what I want. I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be creative. Well, guess what? Why don't you be an artist by artfully helping this good country be more productive instead of sitting around chasing what you want, instead of chasing what the system would like you to do? Did you ever think about maybe things would work out better? You know, maybe that would happen. Since we're not getting comments, I'm just going to go close this. There we go. Let me go back and see. No new comments. Let me hit live. No, nothing yet. Okay, that's important to know. I haven't lost subscribers, and that's a good thing. But now's a good time to remind you guys. Tomorrow we're going live with our Amazing Slacker series, which is, well, hello, Virginia Woolf. Here we go. Hi, Satan. Those of you on the vertical can't see it because it is a horizontal chat. But Virginia Woolf said, hi, Satan. So look, right when I was kind of like going, man, maybe there's a reason why Satan came out. Hey, Virginia Woolf, said Satan. Everybody's hating on Satan. What's the deal with all the hating? Oh, come on. We are saying, come on, let's give old Satan a chance. Yeah. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Tomorrow, I think it's, I don't know, check, because you've liked and subscribed, and you'll see what time. I think it's 8:30 Mountain Standard Time in the PM, episode 3. Now, the Amazing Slacker, man. Thank you. Hey, good job, Satan. I think you're really doing your best work these days. Hang on, man. Hang on. Hold on. Hey, hang on. Gee whiz, Virginia Woolf, said Satan. I'm so gosh darn happy that you noticed my good work. Said Satan, I'm sure a lot of you out there can recognize your good pal Satan's handiwork. And look, rest assured, your bestest pal Satan's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to be right here for you. So feel free to come unto me, man, and bring upon me those loads, because they're too burdensome for you to carry those loads on your own. Who's going to take that load? Your employer? Ha! The system? Ha! No. The only person who can take the load the size you're carrying is Satan. So come on. Come unto me and bring upon your loads. And Satan started singing to the children. Hey, children, my good name is Satan. Whoo! What you doing with all the hating? Won't you give me a chance? Said good old Satan as he sang at the dance. Woo-hoo! That's right, gang. It's me, Satan. And I'm here to tell you, gosh darn it, let's get vulnerable and authentic. What? Huh? Said Satan. Said Satan, there was a time when I felt awkward too. But you know what I did? What's that, Satan? Satan's going to tell you what he did to not feel awkward. I wonder what this is. Hopefully it won't be weird. Dun, dun, dun. Just then, man, Satan started blasting grass. Uh-oh. I got to move Satan for those in the vertical. Okay, so just hang tight, because this is, hey, for you guys in the vertical only feed, this is what Satan's doing. Yeah, man, I'm blasting grass, said Satan, and it's cool. Gee whiz, Satan. That's why Satan's having a hard time on social media. Hang on. Because quite frankly, Satan, jumping right to the pot and having a marijuana relapse in the middle of what I'm trying to do is reach marijuana junkies. Well, that's the wrong message. I'm sorry. Enough Satan. Okay, oh, God darn it. Let's get rid of Satan. I think Satan's probably offending people. Let's switch it up. Let me figure out where I'm at. And then we'll get to the meat of what we're trying to do. Here we go. No more Satan, okay? Whatever happened to good old Satan? There was a time. All right, enough. I think we've hailed him enough, man. So anyway, I realize this might be going all over the place, but it is going to go viral. We know it. Let's just accept it, man. But getting back to what tomorrow is about, and this is why you're here, because you dig what you're seeing, man. And you're like, this is reaching me, dog. I feel like I connect, because if you are a misfit toy, then this is the channel for you. If you got your act together, I mean, you're probably just going to go, this is stupid, and move on. And I get that. You've got more, quote, important things going on. You're a baller, a shot caller. But if you're not one of those, if you're one of those people that feels like, maybe I'm a little off and I need to see something that's different for a change, not some reaction video or somebody telling you how to live your fucking life, or an alpha channel. Hey man, welcome to the alpha channel. Well, look, just in case, let me see if I'm prepared, dude. I won't do this, man. Hang on, let me see if I can find him. If I can't find him, then, screw it. But he might be here, dude. His name is, well, fuck it. I'll bring him back. I got an alpha character on animation. His name is the Stallion, dude. And you don't want to fuck with him, dude, because he's pure alpha. But I don't have him handy, so I didn't anticipate going full alpha tonight. So, but make no mistake about it, this is not that. So, but we'll make fun of that, But anyway, if you're a misfit toy and you're looking for just content that doesn't make any kind of sense, man, the kind of content that aggravates you, that this is your channel, dude. The kind of content that you watch and you go, what happened? What? Here he is. The Stallion, dude. Hey out there. I'm the Stallion, man. You want to get your alpha on? Hey, beta boy, said the Stallion. Hey, beta boy. Why don't you like and subscribe to The Art of Floundering? Hold on. We're going to do a promo. Okay. Clip it. Hey, man. This is the Stallion. Top dog alpha and creator of Stallion's Bro Grow. Penis enlargement cream for bros, dude. Anyway, man, if you want to get your alpha on, like and subscribe to The Art of Floundering, dog. Yeah, said the Stallion. Fuck yeah, man. So yeah, we're not afraid. If we have to, we'll get our alpha on. But it's more stuff like this, dude. Like, why am I seeing an animated tube of Astroglide? Well, what you're seeing is not an animated tube of Astroglide. Why don't you open up your prism there, hater? Sexual lubricant-ophobe? Isn't this 2026? Aren't we supposed to be accepting? Well, if you're not a hater, take a look at the superhero Slider, man. Make no mistake about it. He will not fucking hesitate to drop his fucking super-powered sexual lubricant all over fucking you, dude. That's right, said Slider. If you fuck with me, you're gonna get the goo. That's right. So what I'm saying is, like, if that kind of content is what you're into, it's okay. Like and subscribe. I got more of that, man. There's a lot of stuff that's weird that I'm just ready to share with you, man. And it continues tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. with The Amazing Slacker Part 3, where we find out what happens after his unsuccessful Tinder date with Norma Jean, who started tweaking on the meth and incorporating her generic sex chair and dogs into the mix. Well, what happens after that? Well, you'll find out. Because it's a journey, dude. The Amazing Slacker is not only here to show that that we're ready for an all-new superhero. The kind of superhero that when there's chaos, descends and does and says nothing. And that's everything. And next thing you know, the chaos is gone. That's the Amazing Slacker. That's who we're talking about, man. We're not, that's a superhero. Gee, I'd like to learn more about him. Well, you know what? I figured you might, which is why I decided to put the time in, man, to tell the story. Because at the end of the day, it's not about this channel. Art of Floundering, Spanky's Puppets and Comics. It's not about me, certainly, man. It's about the junkie in the street. Waking up, man. Strung out. I need to snort more lines of the pot off the boobies of this adult dancer. I forgot her name because when we hooked up and got all carnal with it, I was flipping out on the pot in the middle of a marijuana trip. And I couldn't pay attention to anything besides what the machine elves were saying, which was, it's okay to be a deviant. Go with the pot. Now you're snorting those lines. Going, is this what it's supposed to be? Right? Is this what they told me happiness is? Waking up from a marijuana trip? Track marks from the needles between your toes, pot junkie to hide them? Snorting lines of the pot off the boobies of adult entertainers. Well, pot junkie. You tell me. You still think the pot's harmless? Do you? And that's why I do this, man. Because I know I'm not alone, man, when I look out there. And I'm like, everything I was taught doesn't add up as an adult, man. Buckle down. Gee whiz, okay. Support the system. You got it. How did that work out? Well, I think you'll agree with me, man. I'll tell you, what would you rather be doing? Aimlessly blasting the pot? Dropping tabs of it, man? Dropping tabs of the pot? Snorting lines of it? In a bathroom, shooting it up between your toes? Flipping out on a marijuana trip and going, hey, dude, instead of doing anything productive today, why don't we do more of this narcotic, the pot? And sort of, I don't know, veg and tune out. Right on, dude. That sounds cool. Okay, so that's option one. Let me paint a different picture. You wake up with full memory of what happened the previous night because your mind is clear. Because instead of participating in degenerate use of the pot, in some of your free time, you go to Potaholics Anonymous meetings and work the 12 steps to get yourself fucking off that narcotic, because you are a diseased degenerate that was born with potaholism. You're a sick, degenerate fuck. And there's no solution for your particular form of deviancy, dude. The best hope you have is to be able to manage the insanity. And the only solution out there is Potaholics Anonymous, man. So you're working the 12 steps and you got a clear head and you're getting ready, man. Instead of just going to spend the day blasting grass and pursuing art, you're going to go sit in a staff meeting, dude. And you are going to be able to talk about charts and graphs, dude, and data. And everybody in that meeting is going to pretend they know what the fuck we're talking about. And that's the rest of your life, dude. I think it's pretty clear. Happiest day, man, was I was at work one day and I was drilling down into the data, dude. And I was really getting into it, man. I mean, I was like, gosh, I really want to show that I'm just not a cost center here, that I can really deliver enhanced value for my organization. Because one of the things you have to worry about is entropy. And as an organization starts to look within, well, they have a tendency not to respond to external stimuli. Therefore, they will become, flaccid as an organization, dude. And I like to go into flaccid organizations and breathe life into them. Help them become a more aggressive organization, especially when it comes to penetrating virgin markets. You can't be a flaccid organization and penetrate a virgin market. You'll fail. Right? But, okay, if you're an aggressive organization that's rigid, hey, comments are showing up all of a sudden. Hey, everybody, now I could talk to comments. I'm so sorry. It's weird. StreamYard, thank you for showing up. Kristen, thank you. Edibles. Yeah, well, look, junkies. You know, they say the pot can affect your memory short term. Like, you forget what you're talking about, which might have happened. Right? But, so you want to have a rigid organization that's process driven, and you identify virgin markets. And a lot of people just go willy-nilly. But if you want to be successful in penetrating a virgin market, you got to find vulnerable ones, man. You don't want to go try to penetrate, at least your first virgin market you penetrate. You're looking for vulnerability in that virgin market, because that makes the job a little bit easier. But make no mistake about it, if you're a flaccid organization, you're going to fail. So once again, what's the rule? You're going to be a rigid, firm, process-driven organization that prior to penetrating a virgin market, you're going to do the due diligence and drill down, deep down into the data. And you're going to identify and prioritize in rank order vulnerable virgin markets. Okay? That's right. We're talking about virgin markets. We'll get back to that war on grass. But right now we're talking about virgin markets, which is more important. And so when you penetrate that virgin market, a lot of organizations, they go, okay, I'm firm and I'm rigid, I'm process driven, I'm penetrate the virgin market, and they panic and they pull out much too soon. Much too soon. Sometimes so soon you can't even claim that they even made any kind of virgin market penetration whatsoever. On the other hand, successful organizations know that even though the virgin market's vulnerable, there still could be some resistance, and you got to push through that, okay, as an organization. And when you penetrate fully that virgin market, you can't pull out. You got to go all in with the full width and depth of the corporate presence. Okay? When you penetrate that virgin market. And you do not pull out till the job is done. Once again, the only way you can stimulate growth in the virgin market is to keep it in there. So if you're a real American, okay, you'll say, I'm about penetrating virgin markets and keeping it in there. And I'll eschew a life of the pot and chasing folly. Now, if I can get people... Somebody said this. Yes. That's right, Kristen. I miss it. You know, I miss penetrating virgin markets. But this is the way I give back, man. All right, getting back. I'm going to be real serious for a second. Okay. Here's something serious. And then we're going to go back to whatever. There is a reason behind the silliness of this. What you see, hear, what you hear. And then if you are hopefully take a chance and watch some of the live Amazing Slackers. There's a point to this. Yeah, it's silly. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But there's actually science that this particular channel is employing. Not with use, but with what you see and what this has done for me as an individual. To be able to create this land of make-believe where I could express my disappointment, my anger, all those emotions that I wanted to express, but realized I'd have to come up with a, quote, healthy way to express them because they were so severe that expressing them anywhere else would result in being ostracized. So, in my real life, I somehow stumbled into working with people that are forgotten about, that we say we care about, we post. I stand in it, but we don't. We don't give two fucks. I didn't care. The only reason I give a fuck now is just because I felt a little pain. Prior to that, I didn't give two shits. But anyway, I believe that this particular, quote, population, whose environment is so bizarre and extreme that I could never do it justice, me just explaining it. You'd have to hear it from each one of these individuals. I grew up in a meth house. My best Christmas was the year my mom was out of the joint. And we were flopping in a neighborhood next to these rich people. And we were able to boost some pretty cool houses that Christmas Eve. That was the best Christmas. These are the kind of stories, man. On and on and on. And this particular population has suffered quite a significant amount of trauma, pretty much on the reg. So they don't quite fit into the norms of society. And because they don't quite fit, society casts them off. And you never know who we're casting off. It could be the person that could have come up with a surgery that eventually they came up with, but sooner, that allowed me to walk. Could be the person that cures cancer. You don't know. Because you just forgot about them because they're too difficult. Well, I understand that. But I want to apply a little science to this population. So, by supporting me, by supporting this channel, you support that. The more people I can get interested in what this is, I suck at marketing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do self-promotion. This is just therapy for me. But I have somehow stumbled in this weird fucking journey of mine from getting hurt to creating this land of make-believe, this chaotic world full of urban blight and chaos as a means for me to escape and work out what I gotta work out as far as my anger and all the bullshit about not being able to walk and the pain and no surgeries and wham. So instead of descending into that guy, I created bizarre content. Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, it's weird. Whatever, it kept me alive. That's the point. The point's not the views and the clicks and is this going to be something somebody digs? Hey man, am I going to be able to get something, express something out of me that's going to help me fucking not want to leave this fucking plane of existence? And so it did. And by happenstance, I stumble into something in my quest to be a do-gooder after my surgery and having my life back and not having pain and being able to walk and function after 7 years of not. So I want to pay that forward. So I somehow stumbled into this thing. And wouldn't you know, the lives that I'm hearing described as normal for these particular individuals is the chaos that I had been putting together prior to ever dumping feet in there. And it's bizarre. And there's karma and there's all kinds of things that fuck with my head, but I'm like, holy shit. You know, maybe, I don't know, but I'm actually in the process, outside of this, putting science to this. So I'd appreciate anything you could do to like and support it. I'm not going to ask for any money or anything like that. Just like and support. It's all. It's all I need is be able to show somebody, hey, look, this stuff is kind of credible. Take a shot. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. Back to getting you fucking junkies off pot. Hold up. We'll say something. Hang on. Yeah, trauma sucks. Here's a couple things I learned. Not that they may work for you, they may not. They worked for me. Admiral James Stockdale, he's no longer with us. Won the Medal of Honor. He was a POW in Vietnam. He's one of the first pilots shot down. He's tortured on the reg. Just boom, 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 boom. Survives. And he's interviewed. And they say, hey, man, how did you survive? And Stockdale said, well, I always had faith that I would make it and that I would somehow look back on the experience with gratitude because it would shape the person that I would become and the work that I would do for humanity going forward. I'm like, that's pretty heavy. That's pretty noble thinking. Wow. How inspiring. And then they go to Stockdale. Well, who didn't survive? And he goes, it's the optimist. The optimist would say, hey, we're going to get out of here by Christmas. Christmas comes around, doesn't happen. That's okay, New Year's, doesn't happen. Easter, doesn't happen. Eventually, the optimist sets himself up for failure because they fail to assess the brutal reality. This is known as the Stockdale paradox. It's unwavering faith coupled with cynicism. It's borrowed from Stoicism. It's basically, in a nutshell, in plain English, I'm going to get through this, but it's going to fucking suck. And when I had a doctor tell me in 2019, you're going to die in 5 years. We can't stop the bone infection. We can't do this. We can't do that. And this was after a couple years of not being able to walk, horrible pain. I embraced the Stockdale paradox. I thought, as fast as medical science is moving, if you can beam a porno movie to Mars, man, you can figure out the spinal fucking deal. So all I gotta do is fucking hang out. But I also accepted some other things. That I was gonna lose everything. That if I was gonna survive, that all the stuff that I surrounded myself with, that had to go. For a variety of reasons. One is, I can't take care of anything if you can't get out of bed. So, I as best I could, tried to focus on one day, if I could disassociate myself enough not to focus on my reality, if I can do that long enough, medical science will catch up. I will get fixed. I will use that as an opportunity to pay it forward, and that experience form out the rest of my life and what I do. And at the same time, I realize I'm going to lose my career. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose all the stuff in the house. I'm going to lose my home that I lived in, town. I'm going to have to relocate. I'm going to have to live in a basement with no light. And I got to be willing to do it. And I was. And it sucked. I don't know if I could ever go through it again. I don't want to think about it. When I do think about it, it's too much. But working on the gratitude, but it has shaped who I am. I'm still an asshole. I'm still immature. I still am inappropriate. I'm not a good person. But I do feel a responsibility to do something with getting a second chance at life. And so, but, you know, I'm an old guy that's lost his fastball, man. So I got to come up with a curveball, right? And I think we could do some good and not change the world, but help somebody survive their current situation by being distracted and having an outlet to vent all those things that they need to get out of their fucking system so they can, quote, somehow function in normal society. I firmly believe that if this helped me this can help others. Extreme, we're talking in extreme circumstances, which is exactly what I'm involved with. And it's the same message, is this will pass, but it will suck. So let me do what I can to help you disassociate the suck as long as possible for you to make it to the other side of suck. And then once you make it to the other side of suck, instead of being one of those forgotten, discarded fucking whatevers, you become an unbeatable human being who has overcome some of the worst life has thrown at you and gotten to the other side. That's the type of person that changes things. Not me. That's the type of person. So, if you're into doing more than posting memes and feel-good statements on fucking social media and do something tangible, then like and subscribe. Tell your friends. That's it. I'll do my part and I'll put up filth at least once a week. So, enough of that. Let's talk about the marijuana needle. Alright, I will share this character. My grandfather was a cab driver. Hang on. He was a cab driver in Atlantic City. When my dad was in Vietnam and my mom was going to learn how to, going to school, I spent a lot of time from the age of 3 to 6 with my grandfather in his cab in Atlantic City, thinking that was normal. One of the interesting things my grandfather would do was, keep in mind I'm a kid, but he'd get all pissed up drunk, and instead of walking from the kitchen table, right, there was like this metal table in his kitchen, he'd just sit there all night and just drink beer and just talk shit. He had this fucking tattoo, the old school mermaid tattoo he'd show me. He's a fucking card. But anyway, instead of like going into the bathroom, where the toilet is, which is about, 5 yards away, he decided, he was a very early adopter of lean processes, dude. Instead of taking those unnecessary work steps, he came up with a solution to be more efficient, which was he would piss right there in this metal bucket. My job was to empty it. I'd throw it out the back when it get, 3/4 full. But that's what he'd do. And so to celebrate that memory, I kind of recreated that moment, dude. And here he is, man. This is Pops. And it's inspired by my grandfather. There he is. Hey, Ewans. Instead of going to the bathroom, I'm just going to sit here and piss into this bucket. So if this makes sense to you, you might want to subscribe to this channel. If you're going like, you know what, man, instead of like getting up and using the bathroom, I'd rather just piss in a bucket. How come there's no content out there for people like me? Right? How come? What's wrong? Am I the only one? No, you're not. Okay, this is your safe place. Hey, Ewans, says Pops. If yous likes to get all pissed up drunk and piss in a bucket, then yous come to the right place. So, Once again, early adopter of lean processes. Saved himself a lot of wasted effort, man. Like, fuck it. Why take away from my drinking efficiency by taking the unnecessary steps to relieve myself when I can just do it right here, and not have to break the rhythm, right? The throughput. He's trying to make a certain throughput number. See, he's working on his metrics. This has kind of gone all over the place, man, but we've been on for an hour. I feel good about that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I want to remind you, this is a great time, man. I suck at this, okay? Absolutely hate doing this. That's why I could never own a business because I'm good at like business. Don't get me wrong, but I could never own one because I don't like asking for money, man. So it's like, well, what's it cost? I don't know. Fuck it. What do you want? You want it? I'm that guy. I'm just weed. I can't. And I don't know. I just can't do it. It's just, I admire people that can, but I can't. And it's hard to find somebody that's like a professional marketer. Like, I got a buddy. I'm not going to say where he teaches because I don't want, but he's a marketing professor at a university. He's a buddy of mine. And I've reached out to him. Hey man, I've got some content I'm doing if your students are looking for a marketing project. And it's like, echo chamber, hello, 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 hello. So I don't ask him anymore because I know that puts him on the spot because he doesn't want to say, hey man, look, I've got a professional reputation to maintain, and I can't have my fucking graduate students marketing this fucking filth and deviancy that has absolutely nothing. What are you trying to accomplish? Okay. But if you're like somebody that's like, him, but doesn't really care about the professional blowback, well, this might be an opportunity to do some pro bono work. And while I'm at it, I'll be doing this weekend a pitch to the venture capitalists. There's a project I wanted to do in Valley Brook, Oklahoma. When I left Oklahoma, I thought I want to turn this abandoned strip bar in this town that just has like 2 or 3 strip bars and a couple of pawn shops. That's it. Into something besides the strip bar, like a puppet theater. I don't know. But I'm going to make a pitch to a venture capitalist. By the way, there's no profit involved. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. It's like, hey, what's the return on investment? Nothing. Financially, nothing. Nada. But if you want to look at yourself in the mirror and go, maybe I'm not a weasel. Maybe I can do something besides be a corporate weasel. Well, then you might want to check out the pitch I have for you. Because I have if you're looking for something that has zero return, financial return, come talk to me. With that said, I had the guitar plugged in. I haven't really played it. I'm trying to think here. What do I want to do? All right. Well, look. From Atlantic City, New Jersey, Parris Island, South Carolina, BFE, Idaho, Norman, Oklahoma, Colorado Springs, and all points in between. This is the art of floundering. Wishing you nothing but peace and love. Thank you for listening, watching. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family and all the misfit toys, man. There's a new safe place, man. See you tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Amazing Slacker. Episode 3. How can I reach these kids, man? Peace and love.